So I want to start off this video by telling you guys how thankful I am that you're subscribed to Face Mask Alchemy. I want to say that the growth that we've experienced in 2018 is insane and awesome. And so I wanted to get everybody's feedback. If you're watching this video, I've linked a Survey Monkey in the description box. I hope you'll go and take the survey. I'm considering making some changes. If you have time to do the survey and you love this box, please do the survey because I'm asking for feedback on what matters to you and if you're using up the product and what ingredients you hate. Maybe everyone hates coconut milk but me. So, you know, the goal is for this to be fun for everybody and it's like a way for us all to connect. I also wanted to mention that I have some new shell bowls in the shop. They look like this, but they have a piece of melted glass in the center. And I have a new brush. Just let me know if you're interested in buying the brush, but I have a new brush here, a fan brush. I'm trying out a fan brush. I actually found one I finally like. It's not too fanny, which is kind of why I like it. It's very lightweight, very easy to clean. I also have some cold turkey in the shop. I've got two sizes, a 12 gram, which is similar to what you get in the box, and a 24 gram that comes in black glass. So fancy, I love it. All right, the mask this month is called Iao Valley. I was inspired to name it after the beautiful, lush, gorgeous, peaceful, spiritual, tranquil place here on Maui, because of its gorgeous lush green color. And it also, this mask is the first time I'm featuring a Hawaiian grown ingredient. That is the Spirulina. Now, if you're not familiar with green beauty, or if you are, you know that there's probably at least 20 masks that you can think of right now, dry powder masks, that feature Spirulina. That's because it is a known skin savior. It's packed with amino acids and vitamins, and it just revitalizes the skin. Skin food. And so you'll commonly see it mixed with French green clay, bentonite clay, but I went a little differently and I decided to mix it with glacier clay. Glacier clay hails from British Columbia, and it's the result essentially of melting glaciers, so it's packed with minerals. So if you're starting to see a trend in my mask making this year in 2018, well, you're probably correct in assuming that I'm choosing very mineral dense clays and very simple but potent botanicals. So a dry powder mask, a face mask, can only do so much. You know, you're essentially trying to revitalize the skin in 5 to 15 minutes. So making claims about affecting collagen growth and all these other things, well, it's just not realistic. And I really want to keep my masks heading in this direction where, you know, you're essentially looking for a topical revitalization of the skin. So clays that are high in mineral content do that really well. And then I've also added in a little cracked cell chlorella, another type of algae that feeds the skin, you know, super high in vitamins and aids in that revitalization of the skin. I threw in a little bit of rice powder so that when you take the mask off, you get a very gentle exfoliation. Rice powder is another one of those things that is packed in proteins. So you see a trend here. I've gone for really high mineral content, really high vitamin content, and really high protein content because it's all going to make the skin topically feel and look revitalized. I've also added in a little coconut milk. I've finally sourced a beautiful organic cosmetic grade coconut milk powder that has a non-GMO organic flow agent. Now, a flow agent is something that they add to coconut milk and other types of powders to keep them from caking up. So it's difficult to find a cosmetic grade coconut milk powder that has organic and also has organic additives to it. So I'm very excited. You're probably gonna see coconut milk in most of my masks. So I've come up with a ratio of clay to coconut milk that I feel like gives you soft skin without being over the top. Now, because I have dry, mature skin, I'm like loaded up with coconut milk. However, I know that those of my gals with, or guys with oily prone skin, you know, you don't want too much coconut milk in the mask because you're blessed with already having all of that natural sebum of your own. So I feel like we've come to a good ratio. So without further ado, let's mix up the mask. So I admittedly forget that not everybody is a masking junkie like me. So when I got a couple questions about masking basics, I decided to go back to this format where I actually mix up the mask on camera and I actually be talking the whole time. So this video is a little bit longer than normal, but I hope you guys like it. So when you are a beginning masker, I recommend getting out your kitchen measuring spoon. And I recommend that simply because it allows you to begin to formulate the water powder ratio correctly. So this is 1/4 teaspoon. Okay, we'll start with 1. We'll start with 1/2 teaspoon. And the thing is too, I always recommend if you're new to masking, or if you have sensitive skin, start with 1/2 teaspoon and honey. You know, masking is supposed to be fun. It's a self-care ritual. It's something we do to take time for ourselves. It's a topical treatment. It shouldn't stress you out. So it shouldn't make your skin irritated. So start simple. Start basic. You say I'm basic. You say I'm easy. Okay, so let's add a little bit of water in. And again, we'll go in with our measuring spoon. Okay, so I just overfilled it, and as you can already see, that's a good place to start. No need to get any more going than that right now. I like to start it on the side. Okay, so we obviously don't have enough water. Here we have our 1/4 teaspoon measuring spoon. We can just simply add a little bit more on. Never be afraid to get out the measuring spoons when masking, in my opinion. Especially if you don't feel very confident about doing it. It smells so good. I mean, one of the reasons I strayed away from the French green clay is because with the spirulina and chlorella, it really upped the seaweed smell. And so I know that's not everyone's favorite smell. So that's why I'm glad we stuck with, I went with glacier clay. Okay, so here is the oil for the month. This is a beautiful mixture of jojoba, kukui nut, amaranth seed oil, and a little bit of olive oil. So what this oil is designed to do, why I included it in the box, is you can either use it as, I mean, originally I included it as a mask booster. So essentially we're gonna add a humongous dropper full of this oil. It's gonna help our mask keep it from drying. But I noticed that a lot of people use it as a post-mask treatment, which is a great product for that too. So what I went with here is that amaranth seed oil and olive oil are both natural sources of squalene. There's squalene, which is naturally derived and found in your skin. And there's squalane, which is a synthetic version, and they say is more stable. However, you play around with this oil, but as a mask booster, it is a really nice way to help your ingredients absorb and to topically treat the skin. For my dry, mature skins, you might love this as a moisturizer booster. For my oily prone skins, you might say, I don't want to put olive oil on my skin. I will tell you that there's not a huge percentage of olive oil in the oil. You know, I needed to add an oil in there to help the smoothing qualities. And I thought, what better than olive oil, because it increases the squalene content. So anyway, all right, here we go, mixing that in. Now I'm going to add in a little bit of honey. I purchased this, I think, off iHerb. It is super enriched bee pollen, bee propolis, royal jelly, and when I really want to do it up right and fancy for my skin, I add this in. But I will caution you, if you are not used to bee pollen or other products than honey, you do want to tread lightly with a product with propolis and pollen in it, because those can be irritants. Oh, so pretty. That was a lot of honey that I added in. But let's swatch it for texture. So pretty. I mean, I don't know, my heart melts when I see that color. So see how the texture is lightweight? It's going to be gentle on the skin. This is my fan brush I'm using. There's no right way or wrong to mask. There's only what makes you feel good. But some of the common concerns I hear are just the water to clay ratio, the water to powder ratio. So I say get out the measuring spoon. Then, you know, how much oil to add, how much honey to add, and it's really kind of dependent on your taste, but I prefer a thin layer just like this. That allows my skin to feel beautiful and fed and renewed without feeling like the mask was too much. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please go do the survey, and I hope you guys are excited about this month's mask. Thanks for watching. Bye.